Hey everybody! Alright, today we're starting a brand new game in the world of Oxygen Not Included. Today's game, as you've seen there, we're making it a max difficulty game. So every single thing has been turned up to its worst, and we're playing on the DLC. For those of you who were part of our starting journey in the vanilla game, Oxygen Not Included with Jesse, I do apologize. It's with my deepest condolences that I regret to inform you we'll no longer be continuing that episode, that series. You see, with a new update for Fast Friends, my little brother Jesse, he's now able to play the DLC on his laptop, which it's the perfect reason for us to start a new game and show him what it's like to play the game from scratch on the hardest difficulty, using everything we can think of. So without further ado, Jesse, let me show you how it's done. Now, I have a very specific starting trio in mind. There's three skill sets that I find are extremely valuable. Without those, I probably won't be able to hit the carnivore achievement before cycle 100. So I've thought about it a lot, figured out in my own head, and I'm gonna program this whole reroll situation until I've got what I wanted. Bear with me, I'll skip through this in the editing, and then when it's done, I'll be back at you and we will take it from there. Cool. Ciao. Alright, there we have it. We've got a strong chef, Sarah, a radiation eater. I think maybe we can use that somehow. Decreased excavation, that's okay. Because it's max difficulty, our chef will be hard at work cooking the food needed for all the people. Then we got Jesse, a strong researcher, and a science of 8 with green thumbs so that they can do the occasional agricultural duty, and a shabby decor, that's fine. We're not going to worry too much about stress reactions, like it might get really tricky, but we got some tricks to work with it. Not a problem. Ross, our digger, strong digger with extra excavation as mole hands. He can't do cooking, but that's fine. We got a strong chef for that. Let's see. That is our team. I'd like to say welcome to the fam family. Ooh, max difficulty. Yo, it's true. It's really difficult to do max difficulty. You see, the biggest problem is early game. You kind of like find yourself incapable of getting beyond just like feeding the dupes. It's often a big issue. So we're gonna have a quick peek around. This is our starting biome. Got some water over here. This could serve us quite a long time. I think we're probably gonna want to make use of that. Let's open all of this up. I'm gonna also want to get through towards that side. And then as soon as we got some materials, we can start planning out. I'm gonna do a ladder down here, please. And I will need a stopping point, and then you can take a ladder down there. We won't need that for some time. Can do that and that. Perfect. Give them just some access. We get an extra. See, the ladder is great, but you need an extra row. Usually, actually 2. I should specify 2. And these 3 tiles in a row heading up and down as columns, right? Those become passageways that also help air exchange. Because when there's more than one gas in a tile, like they kind of have to hop over each other. So we make 3 tiles. That means there could be 3 gases passing along this tube at any given point. And they'd easily like go in between each other. When you only have one tile, it's very hard. They can't actually cause a natural gas lock, and then only one kind of gas would go through there, and the other gases wouldn't be able to a gas lock, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna need to get out towards the resources in these special areas. We're also gonna want to build our, that is not a ladder, the ladder upwards. Now let's leave it like that, and let's encourage some airway. Cool, so for cycle 1, the most important things to do is ensure that you get access to water and then have a place where your people can poop. I think this will be a great place to put up our restrooms eventually. So what I do, I like to do it like I lose my measurement now. I did something like that. We'll also get into our schedule now. Because of the way base is structured, is very tiny. They don't need so many slots for everything, right? So I'm allowed to give them only 2 sleeping slots, and that would still be something we can get away with. They wouldn't worry too much about that. They'd be happy because they're right there. Move there, sleep, run there, be awake. It's the same thing, you know. They got the time for it. Cool. We create enough slots for everyone to be on their own schedule, and then that way we can have only one bathroom and they'll all be able to use that at the same time. I'm also gonna want to then head upwards somewhere over here perhaps. Leave that one. And then we'll make our sleeping quarters and our bathrooms over there. I'm gonna need to set this to priority 7, so as they dig up muck roots and all those goodies, they can quickly come and bring it here so that any sort of wandering around hatches don't end up eating our good food. There's always that first one on the side of the printing pod. Likes to go down there. Cool. Before I forget, the priorities are we need to come down here. Very quick sticks, as well as set up this area here. That's what I need to see happen. So we should be able to speed through that for a while and just get them to get to work. I can also just put down, because we're pretty certain our sleeping quarters. So let me just measure that out again if that's the end. It's full. So we'll need to move these up one. There we go. And that would put our boom. Perfect. So let's get that done and leave them to it. Admittedly, we did spend quite a lot of time building this big ladder for all the airflow, so it seems like we might not have made it in time for bed and bath. It is possible to get that on the very first day. In fact, in our previous playthrough, we actually managed to get it on cycle 1. Alas, this is the one we have for today, and that is what we are faced with. But it's okay, it's fine. Just let it happen. We can set that to the direction heading left, because whenever they poop here, they'll have to run back past it to wash their hands. Make it priority 8 and disable the disinfectant, because we don't need it to be disinfected. I can now finish off this tile, as well as put up some doorways there. Boom, boom. That should do the trick. Actually, want to know. Oh. Cancel that. Just like that. That should do it. Cool. We've got that up and running. Got enough coal, that's good. Some basic food areas opening up. Okay, so now in the first few cycles, the most important thing is to work your way towards the little biomes that have like specific life capabilities. So for example here, 1, 2, we have these 2 bristle blossoms that need a bit of atmosphere, and as soon as they get that atmosphere, they've already got this light, and if we keep it closed with this door, we then have a chamber that'll constantly grow some mealwood for free, as well as the bristle blossoms. Bit of free food. You need to make every little bit you got count, and that's how we make the most out of those little wild pockets. Those little, they're like nature reserves just waiting to happen. You know what I'm saying? This there as well. We'll get in there. I will want to close up this so I can just get there. I want that, yeah. Yes. Leave that intact. I'm gonna need that. We also want to spread throughout the starting biome and hit as many of the cracks as we can. Put ladder there and there. Let's get through that. Another patch up here. Talk with those. Get another one through there. There's a lot of goodies there. This will fall, so I will be back here just to move past. There. Perfect. There. Boom. Do that, get those. Cool, get all of that, and then we'll want to jump in through there. This there. Have a little ladder. Traverse this little section. Cool, and that's pretty much what they need to do in the beginning. Is just really push through most of the starting biome, hit all the cracks, because all those cracks are areas where we get free resources. Honey, maybe come along again. Put that there. Some of that, perfect. Yeah, and then there's this side, of course. I guess we'll dig through here. Get those. That. I guess we'll hop down for this. That'll be really cool. Then we could shoot through here. Grab that. This will then get through there. On here. That's perfect. You want that. And then we need a set harvest on all the mealwood and bristleberries. I don't want to do muckroot because, I mean, we could harvest that whenever, whatever. That's a one-time thing. We can choose when we want to harvest that, but if we don't harvest the bristleberries and the mealwoods, they eventually would get auto-harvested. But that's time that they could be growing a new plant instead of just sitting there waiting for someone to come along and cut their branches shorter. So that's valuable time that gets wasted. We want to try and make the most of our natural resources so that we don't depend too much on the dupe labor. Welcome to our fan family, Agnes. She's got a very high tiding skills, a strength of 8. Also good at cooking. She's not very good on the bathroom, but that's okay, because when she's happy, she hands out balloons. Welcome, Agnes. We should already have a bed for her, correct? I would like to also add a 4th schedule to put her on. Yeah. Perfect. Let me know we're still good with 1 toilet. Although, we would like a 2nd toilet somewhere around about now. So that we know when we take on more duplicants, they can fall into the 2nd slot. And we'll have space for the next 4 duplicants again. Perfect. I would like to take this a little bit down here. We'll eventually put up an eating quarter. So, make that our eating quarter. Why the heck not? With 19,000 calories each, 8 2. We need power ASAP. These wheels will feed into some batteries. We'll probably need 3 of the batteries for now. I would like to also see this wrap around to a possible research station. Oh man, I got that on the wrong side. Okay, there we go. And most importantly, let's get this little area here. Get rid of that. I think here we're gonna do some cocaine. That should do it. We also need a way down at some point, but we could prioritize that as a 5. We'll be disabled for now. Let's keep her on a 7. These, I do like them high priority. Make sure that it's disabled. And this one gets up. Alright, some basic infrastructure is getting ready. We need to make sure that we can cook some food. And that guy is oxygen. We need to make sure we can cook some food for these guys. So as that we don't run out within the first, like, 3 days. And we expect to find a lot more in all these cracks. But man, on max difficulty, you need a strong chef. That's why we got him as high as we could. To be able to just push through. What's our shipping? I want this priority 7 and wait a second. By the time we get there, we might be ready. Disable building priority 7. We can actually enable them now. It is ready. And we do have skills to put up. I'm gonna put Agnes as our operator initially. And this also needs a high priority to make sure that they put the algae in. Speaking about putting algae in, I wanted to up this priority so we can get a little storage bin down there. And the first research we really need to dive into is cooking. We're gonna want to push straight through to hatch ranching because carnivore 400,000 kilocalories by cycle 100. Meat, you have to ranch. You have to ranch the hell out of everything you can. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna push for a very early start in the hatch ranching, and then do hatches like nobody's business. I'd like to keep this on a priority 4 because I don't have the capacity to really spend all that time picking up all the debris. I mean, later on when we get better at storage, they can then start storage. For now, I just want to know that when someone goes and fills up the dirt for the station, they might not carry all of it in one go, and they might overcarry. Whatever they overcarry can then just be conveniently dropped in this bin here. So it helps. Later on when we've got strong storage unit guys running around, we can then up the priorities and make sure that the boxes for the resource areas are always full, so that they don't have to carry resources from all over the world just to top up research stations and RV diffusers, that kind of thing, you know. We have food for 2 more days. This is probably where we start doing bars. Once done, disable disinfectant, part 8. Perfect. Research is underway. I'd like this at a priority 7. Cool, and the expansion should be underway. We can now kind of just let this run for a little while, let them do what they're supposed to do, and we'll check back in them in a couple of minutes. Alright, there we got it. The first research task has been completed. Now I see that we've got a buildup of carbon dioxide here at the bottom, so I'm going to need to start pushing downwards. Probably going to do so over here. I do want it as a high priority build because we need airflow to help exchange all of that carbon dioxide. Push it all down, you know what I'm saying. Started like that for now, and we might as well start researching supercomputers. Get it in there ASAP. We should have our fridge space. Then I want to put the fridge somewhere here. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna come down here. Boom. And then corner build that. Corner build that. We need that first. Otherwise, if we dig this, that water might flow in and that'll destroy what we're trying to do. But that'll be a perfect spot for us to put down our boom. And then cover it up. And that'll be where we store our food for the foreseeable future. Perfect. Make sure that it's got the priority there. Nice, and it'll get done. Wants to do it. She really wants to do it. But she's busy running here on the wheel. But she wants to do it. She probably will do it. Gotta trust her, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and make this one as well, so that they can add the ingredients to both. And then when the chef comes along and she finishes with one ingredient, you just pop over to the next machine. It doesn't have to wait for it to get refilled. And they can sort of like alternate between refilling and working the different stations. Our grill is a fruit. Yeah, why not? We'll just put it right there. Get some power. Nice. We want this puppy up ASAP because these mush bars generally have like germs and shit on them, and if we don't grill it up, apart from the kilocalorie gain we get, then they don't lose those germs. So you always want to cook food. That loss of germs is tremendous because when they start getting sick, they lose stats and they become like a lot worse. I'm not saying they're very good, but they're okay, you know. And then yes, something like that, just to start us off. That'll be the food area. First bunch of skill points have arrived. Agnes, you beautiful beast. she's running. I'm gonna give her the carry so she can start doing a bit of that around the base. You most definitely need to learn how to use the research station. Agnes, help with supply and storing. Help with attack Ross. And dig, you keep digging, my dude. That is safer away. I'm happy with that. Well, we can just let them go on with their work for a while. And let it happen. Oh, we got a skill point there. Let's take a peek here. Sarah. Gotta learn how to grill. That grill's like calling our names. Look here. Boom. Mush fry. We'll do this at a priority 8, so we know we should always cook the fry. Fry the mush if there is mush to fry. Before she tries to make new mush. So in the long term, hopefully they'll all only eat mush fry that's already been double processed and cleaned from any germs like that. We're almost ready here. I believe it'll be safe enough. I don't see any hatches on this row, so I'm comfortable with deconstructing our food storage here because I'd really like to put my next research station here as well. This is going to be in the way. We'll have to move that one over. Alrighty, our next printout. Let's have a think about this, shall we? Alright, we've thought about it. Welcome to the family, Cameron. A strong 9 machinery on the operating side, as well as a handy, increasing construction. There is a decreased medicine skill rate there, but that's alright. As an ugly cry, we don't care too much because when she's overjoyed, they sparkle streak. Cool. Welcome, Cameron. That'll be our 5th dupe, so we do need an extra bed, and we haven't got mess tables yet, but that's where that will go. Our schedule needs to be adjusted. Now, it's always easy when you print new duplicants to forget about them in this one. So, the best tactic is usually to fill up your other slots first, and then sort of like, when you remember to check on it, adjust them accordingly. Ross, our digger, needs to get that skill. There's work that needs to be done on the other elements, and Cameron was our operator. We're going to encourage a lot of operating, and we're going to need a mechatronics engineer at some point. So I think that's what you will do. Operate the living daylights out of things. Cool. We're gonna want to copy these settings out over here so that I can distract that. And yeah, our next research is en route. We're gonna want to get right into husbandry. Ranching. Husbandry. What world are you on? Wrong game, dude. Okay, let's get that deconstructed, get it out the way, and then move in on our food area over there. This is ready. Wanna build those. Just gonna go. All edibles part 7. Oh. Except for non-mush bars, because they need to get cooked before they get sent here. Spindly grub fruit as well. Those can also get cooked. Yeah, we're happy with that. Cool. And they can keep on doing what they're doing. I might want to probably get some help in here for the cooking area because we're slightly low on food. I have food for a day, which is not great. We're gonna want to disable this building because this just wastes water. So we disable it. All we want it for is the decor bonus and the room overlay bonus. We can now put our boom, station over there, and I am early game prepping for a long time water supply. I'm doing that now, and this we also want that. Cool, that's what it's gonna look like. Yeah, you got the dirt next to the dirt station, you got the water next to your water station. Why are we suffocating? It's from this. We can dig up this here, and you will be free. Yeah, you're free. You live and prosper. You need to also prioritize, because they're not gonna get up there. They start building an enclosed chair. So yeah, let's get it done. This will need to be able to come down again. Oxygen flow. As soon as they've got mush bar available, she comes over here and cooks it. Fry. Currently on 6.5 kilocalories. It's gotta happen. It's gotta keep happening. 37. Good. Yeah. I mean, like, not perfect, but it works. 5 duplicants. We'll need to get an extra oxygen diffuser, because 5's about the max that one of these can find. That's to say, in case there are no mouth breathers around. I don't think we've got a mouth breather, but it also doesn't help as we keep expanding. We kind of want to keep pressurizing the new areas. Some of the areas, look, there's a vacuum. There's no gas in here. So to steal a whole bunch of gas pressure from the other areas just to fill that. And we want to make sure that our areas are relatively high pressure to ensure that most gases that are not wanted tend to like float away from the base. So an extra one now would be a good thing. This has happened, so we can finish this last little piece here. We're just gonna keep corner building it. There. Boom, boom, boom. Then the beginning of our very first rock. We're gonna need none of that. We haven't researched it yet. This still doesn't. Go research it. Far away. I do need 2 doors. And something. This is not right. Sorry, guys. This is our floor. Our next floor. Okay. Gotcha. All this crap that's in the way. We can get rid of that. I mean, not too hassled about it. Doors will come here. And we're finishing up the research there. This does need to be on a higher priority, say 7. That's good. This can go. That can go. In fact, we get one there so we can sweep through that. I think they'll be able to reach that though. It should be fine. So help it there. Cool. Ah, there we have it. Our ranching is researched. We can get the station up and running. Get a feeder. A drop off. Do one of these situations and bins. Okay, that's gonna be like this. So we only want to count 96 tiles. I think that's about it. Let's make sure that's 100. Minus the 3 we've used over here. 27, and then we need to add 1, and that's perfect. So I believe that the end of this room would be over there, roughly speaking. Yep, and then need to cut that short. We've also learned a new trick. Okay, let's hold off on this one. I'm gonna move this over here. And I'll explain the reason why in a sec. Just get one of there down to help that airflow. And I'll get rid of this. We're gonna use a very special delivery system in order to get rid of our eggs. That's gonna utilize these doorways that I will have passing through my hatches. Suffice to say, this will make sense later on when we finish it up. Our researcher must move forward. We're gonna need all of that. Oh yes, let's get that right. And I don't have a rancher. That's terrible. Perhaps we should prepare for this. I might need to skill flip a couple of guys just to get them to do what done. Alright. That's about it. 11,000 food for a day. Holding on to the edge the whole time. And that's what level 48% stress. Poor Agnes, what are you doing to yourself? High difficulty, new friend, low morale. That means you got skill points that you don't have the... Ah, I see. I see. We definitely need to get them in on their skill points. That should sort her out. Oh, they can get really ahead of a person very quickly. Next thing you know, she's running around. Hopefully not smashing her brains all over the place. Vomiting all over the place. Yeah, that would not be great. That would not be great. There is a high priority on this that should happen soon so we can get both of those buildings back. And this, I believe, is a new +3, a new creation. So Agnes probably didn't have that morale bonus previously. Fear of 1. Oh, I don't think she did. It'll get there. We need these chairs up, so she's probably not sitting where she's supposed to sit. Just needs to push forward. Alright, there we go. Let them just keep doing what they're doing. Food situation seems to be dwindling, but just keep the faith, they'll get there in time. Cooking away at it. Zine of 12 already. I actually need my digger to be digging and building at the same time, because he's the only one actually expanding the base for most of the part. The rest of them have very specific duties. A rancher, 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 rancher. Building a rancher. That's good. I'll take it. I'll take it. Welcome to the colony, Zane. Zane, you're gonna be our rancher. Just hold on. It'll come in due time. For now, take it easy. We'll make you a bed, grab a plate to eat, and have fun. And have decorations, but you'll get there eventually. Cool. We need a bed for our new Zane. We might as well prepare the rest of the beds for our starting colonists. There we go. And that'll prepare for 8 people. Yeah. So that's about it. As you can see, food is a stress. I think maybe I need to get some more assistance here. Drop that. Yes. Cooking. Operating. Yeah, something like that. Maybe that'll get the food levels back to where we need. Because we're about to struggle hardcore. Okay. Staring at the brink of extinction. Will we have to sacrifice? Will we have to sacrifice our people to the great good? Send someone out into the great unknown, scavenging for beef. Hey, you're about right where we want you. This will set to sweep only all except the eggs. We don't want to sweep eggs into storage bins, at least not yet. That would make them go rotten. They turn into raw egg, which you can cook into omelets, but we want to process it for the meat that they can offer us. You know, carnivores love their meat. Gonna need to push through here as well. This can come here in preparation. I do want to put this oxygen diffuser down here instead, as that'll help us to push a lot of this nasty gas away. Get up there. Grab the ladder. Should be the trick. Take care of that. Stop. Actually, it's not as good constructed yet. Wait, because this might be a while. The air pressure might be too high. We want to keep a lot of air pressure up top here to force all of this down to wherever we eventually put our carbon dioxide sink. That's good for now. Keep it going. Alright. And there you have it, look. We have our first 2 achievements. Bed and bath, have at least 1 toilet in the colony and a bed for every duplicate. Which we actually got really early on. And we also have It's Not Raw. Have a duplicant eat any cooked meal prepared in electric grill or gas range. That must have been some swindly grub food. So, fry meal. Maybe the mush fry, actually. Fair enough. Cool, we got those. It is, after all, an all-achievement run. The truth is, most of the achievements are pretty easy, except for that carnivore. That one can get you when you least expect it. I mean, you prepare your base, and if you haven't set up the numbers you need, just by cycle 100. If your numbers aren't accurate, You reach cycle 100 and you don't have enough meat either consumed or ready to consume. Like, yeah, man, that's the end of your run. You gotta then call it cycle 100. Boom. You can't achieve everything because you couldn't keep up with the meat demand. So yeah, you gotta just make sure that you got your numbers up from early game. That's why we push for the ranch. Get our ranch up and going. Get the hatches in there ASAP, and then start duplifying, multiplying, duplicating, multiplying those hatches. Cool. That's about it for today. We've got a lot done. It's been 10 cycles. We got a place to stay for everybody, a place to sleep, poop, and eat. Our research area is up and running. Thankfully we got a rancher who will have to take a few cycles before they can get their ranching skill, but it's en route. We'll also start making a couple more ranches over here as the few next cycles progress. Our food situation is dire. However, we're still alive and kicking. We'll have to try and make a better setup or something going on. We need more food faster. But let's leave that for next cycle. Now, that's it. Have a good day. Ciao.